Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Today is Thursday. Yeah, today is Thursday. For a minute, I'm like, am I right? Yeah, today is Thursday. So those of you who are still doing the corporate thing, one more day to go for you. I was listening to a report that says people don't work 9 to 5 anymore. It's like around the clock because of the way we check our email, work email, among other things. Okay, if anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmedia.com. Or call me, text me on my YouTube number. We can negotiate a time that's good to talk. And I am pushing hard here for 50,000. So if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Having said that, intuitively I feel Fruitcake already has known what he's going to do for the past couple of days when it comes to Iran. Okay, right now he's just playing games. He thinks that's going to make him, it's creating suspense and keep him in the news. You know, he's keeping everybody in suspense. For some reason, it makes him feel better about himself. But intuitively, I feel he knows what he's going to do. Unless something major happens that will trigger us to make, Kenneth Langley says, 49,500. Yes. Unless something major happens to trigger us to make a harsh decision as far as hating Iran. Like I said yesterday, anything can happen depending on the last person that left the room. But intuitively, Trump is afraid to enter the war. The second thing is Europe, albeit late, they are pushing for peace. So I feel there's a small chance, okay, this is not, I can't tell you 100% it's not going to happen, but I can tell you 90% chance. Diplomacy will win over war. A lot of damage has been done to Israel and to Iran, okay? But intuitively, when I focus on the Iranian leadership, they are thinking long term, okay? They are proud of themselves, they will continue to fight. But if they find a good off-ramp, it feels like to me, they're going to take it. But they don't want to look like cowards or, please help me. They don't want to do that. And I understand, I probably would do the same thing too, But when you are responsible for those many lives, there are certain things you can't do. Fruitcake doesn't care. But he knows, intuitively I feel, he's just being arrogant. And also there are so many bad things in the news. The fight with Elon. By the way, let me see, do I have Elon there? No. Guys, how long have I been saying that Elon is going to go down and Tesla may not survive? Well, I just read, in fact, I believe I saved it on my journal. There is an ex-Tesla manager said Tesla is hosed. And also they have a group of Tesla employees right now who have turned against Elon. Things are not well. And he's doing the best he can to make my prediction come true. But having said that, Trump is using the Iran-Israeli war to cover up certain things that are happening in our country as well. the ICE, the way ICE is going about basically brutalizing people. I am shocked, you guys. I am sure you've seen videos. I never thought I would see that in America. Those guys are running around with machine guns and pulling their guns, pointing them at people. And now I was watching a video a little while ago. In fact, I have a link to it on my journal. They even have bounty hunters now. Looking for immigrants. I think this is the sickest thing. But what I can't believe, I mean, in Haiti, when I was growing up, when I was young, you know, it was, if you see somebody pull a gun on someone else, you just hope, you know, whoever pulled the gun won't shoot the other person, or somebody walking around with a gun in their hands. It is not something I'm used to anymore. And it's unbelievable the way those guys from ICE, and I don't know which other department they're from, but intuitively I feel a lot of those guys, some of them have been, I mean, they are on videos, you know, they don't understand the way we walk. We can be identified by the way we walk. We can be identified by certain, I mean, obviously tattoos or certain markings that we have on our bodies. And also, you know, regardless of how well we think we cover ourselves, I believe there are technologies today that can remove that mask. I think I've seen something like that. Okay, so they have to have software that can reconstruct removing the mask based on the shape, the impression that's on the cloth. Okay, they simply remove the first layer, and a lot of those people will be recognized. And if they think they're going to get away with this, it's crazy. And that's what concerns me the most. And I've said that about, I've spoken about this last year when I was giving you guys examples of what happened in Haiti after Papa Doc left. Or Baby Doc, because Papa Doc died. Baby Doc took over, and then he left. It was chaos. And you see, America has never seen anything like this. And right now, what Fruitcake and Norm and company are doing, they are generating, they've created an atmosphere where people are so angry. I don't know what the percentage is. Some people are going to want revenge. And I can tell you intuitively, I feel, in the coming years, there are going to be blowback to these things. But that's one of my predictions. The people who are running around right now, hurting others, pulling the long guns or regular guns on people, I hope they start thinking about it, because I've seen, well, I wasn't there, but I know of what happened when you do these things. And Haiti is not the only place that has happened. We don't know what atrocities happened in Iraq, among other places. That's what Norm and Trump are doing in this country. And let me tell you something. There is one thing I feel that can help. For the first time, I heard Obama made a statement, and I wasn't surprised. And I'll tell you why in a second. But Obama is counseling people to peacefully protest, and everyone has we all have to play our part in protecting our democracy. Intuitively, I feel, and I've been feeling, the reason why I said I'm not surprised Obama stepped out, I expected more than Obama, and it's still early. Obama, I would not be surprised if Obama, Clinton, and I am not counting George Bush because he's very worried about what's going on, okay? And a few military leaders, I mean, people like Kelly and others who either work for fruitcakes or other retired people that, you know, like McChrystal, or a bunch of high-level leadership are going to get together. I've been feeling this for a couple of weeks because all of them are very concerned of where we are. That's why I wasn't surprised I saw Obama meant talking about this the way he did. But I was expecting more than one person. But for the past couple of weeks, I feel like there's been a conversation behind the scenes. They have to step up. They cannot allow fruitcake to continue basically taking this country, turning this country into a dictatorship. Don't be surprised if this happens. I can't tell you exactly. I would be surprised if it doesn't happen before August, but it's coming, okay? And once these, it's not, I mean, those former leaders from Obama, among a bunch of others, okay, it feels like to me intuitively, they will be joined by a whole bunch of organizations right now who are standing on the sideline, wondering, and not only organizations, all types, schools and everything, it feels like to me, that are all going to get together and demand change, demand that the government change course, and demand that Trump be removed. That's what I'm getting intuitively. I believe I alluded to this maybe a couple of times. But looking since last night to this morning, and I've been getting that group of leaders coming out together and speak for a while, for at least a couple of weeks. Okay? But they recognize, intuitively I feel the dangers. Because those people, they are aware of what dictatorship can create, the sense of grievance, revenge. You killed my mom, you killed my dad. You deported my mom, you took my mom and dad away from me. Or, you know, you did this to my brothers and sisters. When you create that, it's a problem. And those leaders recognize that. They, not only because they don't want the country, because, I mean, the reason why I said they recognize that is because they read, they have discussions, and they travel, and they've been leaders, so they've all interacted with people like Didi, Saddam Hussein, Putin, Kim Jong-un, all these people, they understand the oppression that's going on in North Korea. Trust me, guys, fruitcake would want to have that here. But don't believe the hype. Oh, somebody mentioned last night, I don't remember who, what I've been saying to you, people in the White House, there are major problems. Those who don't agree with what's going on in the direction of the country. So people are confirming what I have been saying to all of you, okay? But let me tell you, right now, Fruitcake knows exactly what he's going to do. There's a small chance, a 10% chance, he may change his mind. But right now, he's just playing big man, and also he's trying to scare Iran as well, okay? But Iran is not going to, well, let me put it to you this way. when I focus on the Ayatollahs and the leadership, whatever is left in Iran right now, they don't want to project weakness or cowardness. They want a safe path out of this and do whatever they need to do going forward. This is not going to end, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel Netanyahu has created major problems. I hope Israelis have a plan on how to de-escalate that when this is over, because I know they don't want Netanyahu where he is at, and I understand most Israelis, or if not all Jews, because of what Iran, the way they've comported themselves, they wanted to be the grand poobah of the Middle East and threaten to destroy Israel. They recognize that mistake as well. But Netanyahu has pushed his luck too far. And don't be surprised if he ends up at The Hague. That's my prediction. It's going to take a lot to put this genie back in the bottle. And also, people are speculating that Netanyahu is manipulating Trump, and intuitively, it's a fact. To me, it's a fact. And I've been talking about this for a while. This guy got Trump exactly. Two people, him and Miller, Netanyahu and Miller. Miller the Nazi. They manipulate Trump like you wouldn't believe. But it's going to backfire. Right now, everything is going like roses for them. I don't feel it's going to stay like that. I don't know exactly when Netanyahu is going to find himself at The Hague, but he's going. I don't know how he's going to be able to get out of it. But he's a target of The Hague. And the Nazi guy, it's a matter of time. According to report, the fruitcake guy doesn't even contact him. He's coordinating with some other high-ranking official at the Pentagon regarding what's going on. Okay, so to me, it's a matter of when. You know what? As I'm saying this, and I got it this morning, I've gotten it a couple of times in the past too. They have trouble recruiting people to work for the regime. That's why a lot of people who work for Fruitcake, he thinks twice before he gets rid of somebody. That's the problem. Otherwise, if he could, he would have gotten rid of a number of people around him. And also the other issue is, like I told you guys, the dictators' behavior. They encircle themselves with incompetent and crétin. So then they give them a list of what to do. And that's why I told you yesterday, this thing is imploding because of the knuckleheads he hired and his lies. All those things are coming together. You can't take that template and just, well, because he doesn't know anything himself, he doesn't know better. He took the template and think he's going to be able to use it in this country. It's not going to happen. Well, it's happening, but they're not going to succeed. That's my prediction. And, but he knows what he wants to do. But he wants to quiet a whole bunch of other things that are negative things that are happening in this country. Okay? But there's nothing he can do. As far as as far as what's going on in this country, he's not going to be able to solve any of the, for example, the way he's mistreating migrants, okay, trying to take away our rights. His plan to move, thinking that he would be done with the migrants and start abusing American citizens, although he's doing it at the numbers aren't that big yet. The percentage of the population, American born or American citizen, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say born, American citizen, the percentage is small. But right now there's something that's going on. People are recording and posting every move that those guys, fruitcake lackeys are perpetrating on us. They didn't think about that because they all thought, because they know how the government operates, and they know by using executive orders, they can implement a lot of the things that they want. They expected court, to be fighting a lot of them in court. But just like Vance said, they don't have to follow. The only reason why they have not openly defied the courts is because, well, after this past Saturday, they have gotten the message loud and clear. Americans are not going to stand up for it. And even when polling, I don't remember exactly, but I believe it's in the 80s. Okay, so, and to the way I feel, like I've said before, what's going to get us out of this situation is a combination of the courts. I'm not counting on the Supreme Court, but there are things, even if they wanted to give fruitcake a pass, it's going to be difficult. So it's going to be a combination of that and also the number of people that are going out to protest. The other thing is, as I almost forgot to mention this, they are very afraid, particularly Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett, about how blatantly fruitcake is taking liberty to break down everything, destroy everything, and comporting himself like a king. I tell you, and this will come out at some point, Roberts underestimated fruitcake's ignorance and arrogance. He thought he was going to be a little more subtle. He wouldn't go out and talk and be so arrogant. He is frightened beyond himself. Roberts, that is. It annoys Amy as well. Let me tell you, that's what's going to save us, because he's annoyed, and he's no longer as receptive as he used to be. Well, fruitcake can attack Leonard Leo. He's created a major enemy for himself. But it feels like to me, Robert, he's no longer as receptive as he used to be when it came to giving fruitcake a pass or help him as the way they used to. And make no mistake about it, okay? Roberts knows, and I would not be surprised if him and Amy, even if they didn't come out and say it, but they have an understanding. They think the two of them plus the liberal justices will save democracy. They are not going to give fruitcake the key to the kingdom. That's what I feel. And it's because Amy is using, is being honest about how she feels, the way, the direction of the country and everything. Robert, it's mostly fear that's driving him. I mean, Gorsuch and the other one, Kavanaugh, as well, but not as much as Robert. That's my prediction. They are them and us protesting, demanding the country change course and the removal of some people. And do you guys remember I also said a long time ago, the best way to save this country would be to remove the entire top of the Republican Party. It has never been as so obvious to me till this week. Look at how Mike Johnson is comporting himself. This guy is a disgrace. He doesn't care. He enjoys being fruitcake's doorman. But he believes in that Christian nationalist stuff and racism, all that stuff. He believes in it. That's why he's basically sold his soul. By the way, one of you told me last week, I don't remember the name, the acronym. I wrote it down because I wanted to mention it. That guy who, NAR, National New Apostolic Reformation. One of you, I don't remember which one of you told me that guy, Butler, whatever his name is. Yes, there are some research that have been done. I'm sure Boulder. Yes, he went to a school, some kind of religious school, Christian right school or something like that. He went to in Texas, so he is part of that NAR thing. And then there is another one, Christ for the Nation Institute, CFNI. That's the school he attended, and I believe in Texas. So there is a movement going on here. The reason why I'm saying this is I said it yesterday or the day before yesterday. I don't remember exactly. Maybe Monday. Democrats should not be, I didn't say this, I said Democrats should arm themselves and, let people know they're carrying. And also, intuitively, I feel they cannot or shouldn't express fear or show fear. Because those people like Butler, they are cowards. This guy, if he were brave, he would have blown his brains out last week, because I saw him a couple of times. Okay. Well, I told you first, that's what I was getting from him. I said, I hope they catch him sooner rather than later, because they may find him dead. It's because I picked up he was thinking about doing it, but he's too much of a coward to blow his brains out. Okay, they are cowards. But if you let them know, you won't think twice if they come to attack you, and you will take them down first if you have to. They will think twice. But that's what I feel. A lot of people who are concerned about their safety, that's what they have to do. I'm not an expert, but intuitively that's what I feel. Because if they feel, whoever from those, because it's not only one, he's only the first one who acted, okay? There are more like him. you can't play around with them or show fear. You got to be really, like a suicide bomber when you're dealing with these people. But I want to say also my prediction is once some of them are arrested or killed, they'll back off. And to believe that's what I'm getting. But the fear that a lot of Democrats are displaying yes, it's real. That's my, and to believe that's what I feel. And I predict if we are not careful, there may be more of those situations. Okay, let me see. But that guy, Butler, he's not alone. I said that I was kind of confused because I'm seeing government, him working in government, and then being part of the militia. That's why up to all those organizations, Christian right, whatever they call themselves, to me they're all militias. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if there are questions because time is flying. Let's see. Whitney Morehouse says, Milo, Israel wants to the greater Israel, and that means its boundaries will be Nile to the Euphrates. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that's Netanyahu's and some other people in the leadership there, but I have news for them. I don't see it happening. Sassy Fraz said fruitcake isn't all there mentally. I agree with you because people in the people's house, employees at the people's house are saying that he's not qualified to be in the position that he's in. So yes, you're right. It's seeping out. Okay. Child 522 says a warrant is out for Netanyahu. Why hasn't he been served? Well, you have to get to him. That may be the problem. I didn't know there was a warrant out for him, but I wouldn't be. He can do whatever he wants. I feel he's going to end up at The Hague, just like that guy from the Philippines who was killing people. Who, you know what? I don't see. I don't think they're going to allow fruitcake to go to The Hague. But if he doesn't check out on us, the abuse of power, all the criminalities, all the crime he's committed before and while in the people's house are going to catch up with him. Netanyahu will go to The Hague, but fruitcake will still go behind bars. The only way he'll avoid that is if he checks out on us. And even if he does, I said this before, but I did not know why. His family, they're going to pay a major price. And you see, it's all about money. They want to be, they want to become richer than Elon because they have somebody now. That's why that's always the way they operate. They, everything they can put their hands on to make $1. I agree with it. If you don't have any, you try, you scrape and bottom. But these people are so greedy. It's not funny. It's going to catch up with them. And that airplane they want so badly, they're not going to have it. And if they have it, it won't be for long. The government will seize it. When this is over, my friends, first of all, the anger that they're going to leave behind, it's going to be unbelievable. I know, I heard this morning that among Republicans, his poll numbers are in the 80s. I was shocked, but hey, they know better than I when it comes to polls. I don't think it's that high. But by the time this guy leaves office, however it happens, it may come around, this summer, as early as this summer. I don't feel his numbers are going to be that high. And the mess he's going to leave behind, where we are today. And somebody was saying, I don't remember which show, if it was Deadline White House or something like that, they were saying it's going to be very difficult to repair our reputation in the international community. I mean, what this guy has done has been devastating. And we won't find out about everything until he leaves, because a lot of things are happening behind the scenes, and with him creating those smoke screens, that is so that they can get away with other things that they're doing behind us that we don't know about. But it will all come out, and people around them right now that are speaking out, there will be more. Watch. Okay. Martin H.S. Miller has superpowers in the people's house, according to one title. Oh, yeah. He is, well, in fact, I was listening to a report a little while ago. They are confirming what I've been saying to you. If you watch his arrogance, the way he goes out and gives press, he speaks to the press. We are reevaluating habeas corpus. Well, I don't remember. Hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't remember how to pronounce that. Your right to ask for a lawyer, if you are being charged and stuff like that. I don't remember how you pronounce it, but he went out and gave a press conference and a whole bunch of stuff. And the way he goes out and abuse people on Twitter, or every chance he gets, he goes on TV. I didn't think about it until somebody said this morning, he's too far, he stick his neck out too far out. Yeah, they said he may get chopped off. And that lady, the DNI lady, like I said, the only reason why a lot of those people are still around, because they actually really proved this week he's incompetent and dumb because of the way, oh God, Democrats trashed them during their hearings. So, Fruitcake has no confidence in him. Yes, he stood up and started screaming as if that, because thinking that's what fruitcakes would do, and that's how Fruitcake expect them to behave. So, yeah. Kenneth Blensley says, Milu News are talking about Social Security this morning. Is it going to be safe? I feel like saying yes. Yes, I heard about Social Security may run out of money in 34. It's possible, but I doubt it. Dela Jean says, do you think Iran will hit American soil? It is very possible. That's what I've been saying, that when you have a family, you got to be careful. Okay? And they don't have to direct anybody because they have sleeper cells all over the place. This thing, like I said a little earlier, is not going away. Okay, anytime soon. Vicky, I thank you very much. Habeas corpus. I don't say that word often. Thank you. I'm worried about, Aki Jabe says, I'm worried about Iran hitting us too. Yeah, I'm concerned about that, but when you elect people like Fruitcake, that's what you get. They don't think. Like right now, instead of being concerned about the country, he doesn't care. He's just trying to distract and change the conversation. I would be shocked. Like I said, he can change his mind, okay? And the Ayatollahs may say something that offend him, and, since he's an impulsive guy, he may react, okay? But more likely than not, nothing is going to happen. That's the way I'm getting him. Right now, I can tell you, he doesn't want to touch that third rail, okay? Because he doesn't know how bad it will be, and he knows our young men and women are dying in the Middle East for some stupidity he did. For his stupidity is not a good look, won't be a good look. Americans won't appreciate that at all. So that's another thing that's keeping him off balance. And somebody asked me to say something about R. Kelly. R. Kelly is trying to, I didn't realize that's what he was doing, although I heard about it, but I forgot all about it. He wants to be in prison at home. I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. Because he's done some pretty terrible stuff too. I mean, all these people suffered, traumas in their lives, but they had enough money. They should have been able to take care of themselves. But just like fruitcake, a bunch of yes men around them, and they go along with everything they say, down to the snake pit. That's what fruitcake is about to do to the Republican Party. And Didi is the same thing. They just the prosecution, the government is basically making sure there is no way out for him. They feel they have proved RICO among the other charges they brought against them. They're going to make their closing argument. I think that's what they call it this week. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow, but let's hope. Well, I'm not hoping he gets out because he'll continue to do the same thing. He got away with it once. Well, the only thing that will, they have enough money, they'll pay fruitcake and will pardon him. But other than that, and I don't think fruitcake is going to do it right away either. So this puppy is going to be and I'm insulting puppies now, sorry. This guy is going to be in behind bars for a while. If fruitcake doesn't pardon him, this is not a good news. This is not good news for him. Okay. I'm going to answer one more question and then I'll go. Kristen says, will we be stuck with fruitcake's cabinet until 2028, 2029? No, because I don't think it can happen. If everything happens the way I feel, the way, I mean, everybody stepping up, demanding that this guy be gone, among other things that he's doing, and how he's making a fool out of himself and how unfit he is to be in that spot. And the other thing is the way he's abusing everybody. I don't see how. Things today that you think are too small to do to move him, they're going to grow. We are watching the beginning of a movement. This thing has not reached its full potential yet, but it's coming. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much, everybody, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, we will start at 11:45. They're coming to help me. If you are not a subscriber and you like the channel, please subscribe. Please help me get to 50,000. I would appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicme.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. We can negotiate a time to talk. Please subscribe. Again, help me get to 50,000. Please give me a thumbs up. That will help me with the algorithm. Because that's one. I mean, I have to say this. I am working on decreasing the number of ads that I have. You know, sometimes I forget after I do this because I enable something, I have to figure out how to disable it. In order for me not to have to go and manually delete where those ads are being shown. So I have to disable that. That's what I'm going to do after this. I meant to do it this morning, but I'm always doing something in here and I got distracted. So I'm going to do it after this. So again, everyone, thank you. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, 11:45. No, not the same time, 11:45. Till then, bye.